What it is, what it does, what it is, what it was. It's your boy Lean Trucker, back with another. Okay, so I'm gonna put this at the front of the video just because I want to make sure some of you guys catch this. So one thing about YouTube is it don't tell you everyone who's subscribed to you. I don't know how it's determined which ones they show you, but there are some that they show that has subscribed to you. So what I want to do is just shout you out, right? Appreciate you for following me, or subscribing to the channel, and hopefully enjoying the content. I'm not sure why you specifically, but people want to read out. Maybe gonna read out maybe 10. I don't know, the past week or two. Whether it's because you're interested in the health, fitness side of it, or the trucking information I give, or you came in through Call Me Cooley. It's the homie, by the way. If you ain't, for some reason, you ain't subscribed to him, you just found me, I'll let the homie, man. Check his channel out. Young guy, drunk, younger than me. Got his own authority, brokerage, doing big things. We got Nathan Johnson. Let's see, Carlito Jackson. Akeem Israel. No disrespect if I'm butchering your name, all right? Jay Chera X, Coach DC. Let me see. Stay with me, y'all. I didn't see the RLC TV. I already knew you subscribed. Appreciate that share, homie. Like 5 days ago. We got Waymaker Logistics. We go through a couple more. And we're gonna cut it off. Patient Doshik. And last but not least, for right now, is a puppet master. Like I said, appreciate you guys follow me. Hope you get some out of the content. And I ask you to like the video, share, subscribe, stay tuned. Comment down below anything that you guys want to see related to any of this stuff I just mentioned, and I'll try to make it happen. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been able to make one of my videos. If you want to know what I've been up to, well, it's a long story, but let me just give you the short version as far as my YouTube channel is concerned. I've been, had interviewed the homie called Me Cooley, doing big things out here, owner operator, entrepreneur, broker. I mean, the man is doing it. But anyway, he blessed me with his time where I've pretty much went through interview phase, his entire journey on the trucking side. He actually talked a little bit before that. So yeah, it's really good information. Go check that stuff out. And yeah, tune into that. That's been good stuff. I think it's like, so far I've dropped like 9 of them. And I've been dropping them every other day at this point. So now get on to this video. This video today is about me showing a couple things. One, if I have time, I'm going to get into how did I realize trucking was for me. That's one thing. But another thing is that just trying to show a few stretches, then at least one exercise that you can do from anywhere. You don't need weights, none of that you can do to work the good old lower half of your body, your quads, hamstrings, and do that. And then that's for the people who can't get to a gym that's out there on the road but want to be able to do when they get out the truck. You can actually do this in the truck, but out the truck as well. Then I'm gonna probably just go ahead and film my entire workout. For people out here that was local like I was, that you can't get to the gym and you wanna have a workout that you can do in the gym as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Why you sleeping on us? Why you sleeping on us? No cap, we gon' have to make them believe us. Yeah, wake up, yeah, wake up, sleep on us. Wake up, yeah, wake up, yeah.
All right, welcome in. This right here, what I'm doing is a shoulder stretch. I love to do this. I put this, I believe, yes, I did put this one on one of my 3 stretches every trucker should do videos. I love this stretch. As you see, I'm pulling back, I'm pulling down and back. That right there opens up your chest and stretches out the front ends of your shoulders. This right here is it's not very similar, but the function is, as you saw, that I'm pushing my arms up against the wall to open up my chest as well. Just another good stretch because I'm gonna do some heavy lifting today, as you will see coming up. Same thing here as far as I'm pulling on both. I'm gonna do both sides. The purpose of what I'm doing is the same thing. As you pull that to the side, you'll feel that your shoulder, that whole upper area right there, stretch really well. Make sure you stretch, people. If you're gonna do actually period, whether you're exercising or not, please stretch, especially if you're getting older. It don't matter how old you are, stretch. This is another one that I put on. This is a hamstring stretch that I put on one of the three stretches that I feel every trucker should be doing daily. And it's pretty much how it looks. You want to keep your hamstring straight. And I see you can't see the bottom of it, but pretty much I got my hands on my ankles. And yeah, just pulling in and stretching that as far as I could. This one right here is a quad stretch. You see, I have a stability issue. I've never had that kind of balance. But yeah, doing each leg. Started with the left leg, you see here. Stretching out to the hamstring. Pulling back, and actually that lean over, I did that on purpose. That wasn't a balance issue. I noticed when lean over a little bit, sometimes it's a nice stretch, a real, like a little extra. Right here, what you see, my hand right there, I have type hip flexors, and I just felt that hip pulling real good. And this is the third one of the stretch that I was referring to, of the three stretches that every trucker should do. This one right here is you can't quite see it, unfortunately, but I'm kneeling down. I got my elbows in between my knees, and I'm pushing them out as much as I can stand, as much as I can handle. That is real good for the quads. I mean, what did it called? Come on, let's figure this out. The inner thighs, the groin area, real good for that area. Real good stretch. Make sure you ain't pulling anything. This right here are walking lunges that you can just do outside the truck if you're not, of course, at a gym, or you just want to stay active. Just walking lunges, you just put one foot in front of the other. Your knee does not have to touch the ground, but you want to get down as low as you can. That way you get the better stretch in your quads. So this one I'm showing that you can actually do specifically in the truck. I know it's cold out here, especially right now. It's cold outside in a lot of areas. You can just do standing lunges. This part you can do in the truck. You saw that balancing issue once again. And this one right here is going backwards. See, look at that balance. I gotta do better, y'all. I'm going backwards. It's called a backward lunge, just like it sounds. The difference between the two is going forward, focus more on your quad area, and going backward, focus more on your hamstrings. So the first workout of the day, actual workout of the day, is these are called hamstring curls. And what you see is basically what I'm doing, but I'm squeezing my hamstrings as I'm coming down. I'm trying to pause a little bit, but quite frankly, it was a little tight. I got because of my tight hip flexors. I also tend to have tight hamstrings. I'm working on that. Not perfect. We all in the work in progress. Dropped my phone right there. That's what I'm actually looking to pick up. This is just a warm-up set of the flat bench press. That's working the chest area, of course. But yeah, I'm just warming up. I warmed up on the hamstring curl machine as well. Everything that you do, guys, warm up. Don't just go out there and just start doing anything. It doesn't matter if you just want to go for a run. Don't just get out there and start running. Stretch, warm yourself up. Do some dynamic jogging. Well, not jogging, but dynamic stretches before you start doing those things. And this is my official set. Dancing, I have to get. I got my music on. I have to kind of get fired up to do these things, especially when I feel like I'm lifting heavy. So basically what you see me doing is getting in my zone. I'm actually talking to myself, saying you can do this. And this is 225 pounds. That my objective was to get to 13, and thankfully I did. I wanted to at least match it, because I've been very inconsistent lately, just being honest, in the gym. Life issues, been a whole lot of different things going on, but life happens. So working my way back into consistency. This is, I haven't mentioned, this is a full body workout, which is what I like to do, because you can do full body workout like 3 times a week, and that's suffice enough to obtain any goal that you want to have, unless you're trying to do something very, very specific. But if you like me, who just kind of want to look good, to be quite honest, that's my goal. Yeah, 3 days a week is just fine. But I'm working, you know, as you're gonna see here, my total body, which is why I call it total body. The first one was, remember, hamstrings. The second one was chest, and this right here is quads. I'm just doing individual legs. This is the leg press machine. Usually I'm doing, you know, using both legs simultaneously. But this time I decided to go individual. Same thing with this. This is what you call a seated row, working your back muscles, like your mid back area, and your lats, you know, up there around a little higher. Yeah, I'm doing single arm. A lot of times I typically do 2. I use both arms, I say. Use a different attachment, but for whatever reason this day, that's just what I felt like doing. That's kind of how I typically do this. I just usually go on how I feel like that day. Well, that's how I've been doing lately. It's not ideal for me. I'm more of a structured kind of person, but like I said, I just been trying to get in when I can, and it's just been part of it. This right here is what I did. It's a tricep, which means I did 3 exercises back to back to back with no break. This right here is a bicep bicep curl. I actually should have went lighter on the weight. I don't like how I feel like I was putting too much unnecessary pressure on my shoulders, but the purpose of doing something like this is a tricep. For me, it's just more time. You know, I can get in and get out, not take as long, because you know, I'm doing every exercise, by the way, 3 times. This right here is what you call a tricep extension. You know, working the tricep, hence the name. Yeah, just a more. I try to get in there, in and out within an hour. Typically, I will do that unless I decide to do cardio. This is basically the workout, just the workout portion. Sometimes 45 minutes. This one right here, I believe, was closer to 45 than an hour. And this right here is called lateral raises, working the outside shoulder, the outside shoulder area. They got specific names, but you know, it's if you want to get all scientific and technical. All right, so here we go. Just make it plain. I'm doing a little cardio to close it out. I'm doing, for those of you who are curious, 3.0, no incline. Usually I do about 5.0 on the incline, somewhere between that and 10. But anyway, I'm not doing that now because I don't want to be too tired trying to explain. So this is how I knew. I learned at a very very young age, that the office setting really wasn't for me. So what it took was working at Walmart. Okay, so when I was 18, I was working. I had just graduated. Actually, I was still working full time. But basically, what happened was I worked in the pet department where it just wasn't a whole lot to do. To do your job, as far as I had to make sure everything on the aisles was pulled up. You know, like the cat food, as far as you know, the dog food, the cans and all that. Pull everything to the front. Keep everything organized. Pretty easy, straightforward kind of job. And I had this. Also part of the job was returns. So you know, when you go return anything, you go up there and they have this bin with you know your department on it. You take those things and you go, just place it back, nice and neat. Essentially, that was my job. Very easy, like I said, straightforward, not much to do. Unlike, for an example, the toy department. Toy department, you have these, they have kids, you know, running through the aisles, knocking things down, picking stuff and just placing them in the wrong spot, so you gotta redo that. That can be very demanding as far as like on the go. People always need your help, you know. So when you finally have that downtime, where they don't need you for bikes and all that stuff in the toy department, then you go do returns. So that can be very busy, so to speak. In the pet department, people know what they want. You come in for dog food, cat food, you don't needing the help. You know exactly where it's at. You know the brand, all that. Okay, so basically, check this out. So there was this support manager that worked there. That I was 18. Okay, so I'm gonna get to how this relates to trucking. So I was 18. I was a young guy, you know, had braids on my head. I'm gonna show a picture. I'm gonna put it in here. Braids on my head. Just had this. I'm not gonna say I was a ladies' man. I was, you know, very flirtatious. Put it that way. So basically, he's 32 years old. For some reason, he's interested in these same females that I'm flirting with. So he would come back there to pick on me. And so basically, what he would do was be like, "Why are you just standing here?" As if I had something to do. You know, straighten up everything. I'm standing there, right there in the aisle, explaining to him. At that point, I have nothing to do besides the customer come by, ask them, "Do you need any help?" They told me they needed help. Regardless of whether it was my department or not, I would actually walk them because I knew the store. I walk them to whatever they was looking for, and I come back. When I explained it to him. Of course, he think I'm trying to be brash and have an attitude. So we kind of like bickered back and forth. And basically, he was like, "Well, you can't just stand here in the aisle." And I'm saying, "Hey, look here, man," because I'm getting frustrated at this point. There is nothing for me to do. You go through the aisles, you go look at it. If you see something for me to do, you point out, let me know. But I'm not interested in acting like I'm doing something just because you continue to come back here and walk back and forth. Of course, he ain't like that type of attitude or response, so he said he's gonna report me the next day. Okay, so this the point. The point is, I realized right then, office setting or any kind of setting where I have to act like I'm doing something just because the boss or the manager come by, it's not gonna work for me. I'm not interested in acting. Got something for me to do, give it to me, I knock it out. Otherwise, I need you to back off. All right. So 21 is when I actually got into trucking. Like I said, a very early age. As soon as you can turn 21. As soon as I turned 21, I was probably about 5 months into 21. I was in truck driving school. So when I first got past training, got out there over the road by myself. Now, yeah, I got bored and stuff like that, but what I loved about it was they gave me a job and they let me do it. At that time, I don't know how things are now. I'm gonna date myself, so this was back 2004. Okay, yeah, I know we're in 21, 2004, but that's how it was. So at that time, it wasn't as all this as computerized as things are now, where they can track every single thing. All these different things. They got trackers inside the truck, and cameras. It wasn't like that. So basically, hey, you got a load going to Atlanta, Georgia, and this is the day you got to get there, whatever. That's it. I don't hear from nobody until, you know, I'm getting close or checking in or any of that other stuff. So that's when I recognized, you know what, this is, now don't get me wrong, I didn't think it was going to be a career. Definitely I realized this is what I'm looking for. This is the type of job that works for me. The type of potential career turns out to be my career. Potential career that works for me. And that's basically how I learned that trucking was for me. Everybody else got their own story. Of course, I could have made this longer, but I already got this other stuff within the video, so I didn't want to make it that long. But yeah, now, fast forward a little bit, after going through all those company phases, getting my own truck and having my own authority, it feels even better now because I really answer to people even less than I did then. Like, they control my schedule, whereas now I'm more in control of my schedule. Even though you still have to adhere to the customer's demands, it's still, I'm in more control of my schedule, my off time. Don't let nobody tell you just because you have your own authority, you're in control of everything, because at the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur, any field, no matter what it is, you gotta answer to your customers, okay? There is no, somebody is paying you to do a service, so that means you have to build a labor for them. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Keep it in mind, stay on the grind, one day at a time. Salute.